You, yes you, look awful on camera. I know you look great on a billboard, you look great on a park bench, but you stink on camera. Well, I'm going to tell you a couple of very simple things you can do to make your video quality a million times better. Stay tuned, it's Karin Carr. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Karin Carr with YouTube for Agents, teaching real estate agents how to kill it in business without killing themselves. Now listen, you've heard this a million times. This is nothing new. You need to be making videos. You want to, you have the best intentions, but then when you sit down to record and you watch them back, you just want to cringe. Am I right? You watch it back and it's like nails on a blackboard. It's awful just sitting there watching yourself back on camera. I know, I've been there. Watching yourself at the beginning is truly painful. So let's talk about a couple of things that we can do to make your video quality look better. Number one, and this is so easy, frame yourself in the shot. Have you ever heard of the rule of thirds? If you were to divide your camera screen up into a grid that has 9 squares. Think of the Brady Bunch opening scene, right? It looks like that on your camera. Your head should not be in the center square. It makes you look like a grown-up sitting at the kids' table on Thanksgiving. It is not flattering. It does not look good. Put your head in the top quadrant, and it can either be dead center or it can even be off to the side, and then that way you can have some graphics popping up on screen like this. Or you can have text, you can have images, you can have something next to you on the screen. So how did I do that? I rolled my desk chair to the side. This is not rocket science, people. This is easy stuff. If I can do this, you can do this, I promise. Number 2, you need some decent lighting. Now, I am no pro when it comes to the gear and the equipment. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that I'm all about the cheap and free stuff whenever possible. But you need decent lighting. You do not want to look like you're being interrogated by the FBI, nor do you want to look like you're in your basement recording at midnight. You want your face to be lit up so that they can see you without it completely washing you out. Now, I don't think that you need really elaborate stuff and very expensive equipment. You just need the bare minimum. So I'm going to link to the lights that I have down below. You can get them on Amazon. If you're interested, go check them out. Yes, they were a little bit of an investment, but they will pay you back a million times over if people start watching your videos and hiring you when they're ready to buy or sell a house. Number 3, you need a microphone. So depending on where you're recording, are you using a phone? Are you using a camera? Are you using a webcam? Here is a very simple and easy solution. This is just a USB microphone. It was like $30. It plugs into the USB outlet on the back of your computer. If you are talking to your webcam, this will be a perfectly adequate microphone to use. If you are using your phone, I love a little Bluetooth microphone. The one that I have and I completely love is called the Smart Mic Plus. You can also get just a lavalier mic, one that clips onto your lapel and it plugs into the headphones jack. If you have an actual camera, you can get a little shotgun mic. Again, these things are not overly expensive. They're not free, but they're not super expensive. I'm not talking $300 microphones. That's just not my jam. I'm looking for something that will get the job done as easily and inexpensively as possible while still presenting you in the best possible light. Number 4, your set design. So this is my home office. Mine used to be painted gray. It was a very pale gray with white trim. It was a snooze fest. It was totally boring. I'm not gonna lie. I know that. I had colored things on the wall behind me trying to jazz it up. And one day I just got tired of it. I said, I'm gonna paint the office. My husband talked me into this crazy bright aqua color because it matched the color in my logo. And you know what? I went with it. What's the worst that can happen is you don't like it in the end and you paint it a different color. But I think it really pops and it gives a lot of color in the background and it just makes the overall image much more interesting to look at. So decide where you're going to be filming. Try to set a designated spot in your house or your office set up your camera, set up your lights, and then leave it there all the time. So you're not putting it up and taking it down and putting it up and taking it down. Just leave it up all the time. That way you're always ready to film a video whenever you happen to be having a good hair day. And number 5, you're usually way too far away from the camera. How many videos have you watched where the person is all the way across the room and you can barely even make out what they look like? You want to be fairly close to the camera. I personally like to shoot from the waist up, and that way I have enough frame that I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can go side to side. But again, remember, you can very easily just step off to the side. You can step closer to the camera. You can step back again. You can do those things in post-production when you're editing, but you can also do them while you are filming. Your goal is to make the video interesting enough that they will watch it all the way through. That's it. You don't have to be Marlon Brando, you don't have to be Steven Spielberg, but you do have to keep their interest long enough for them to watch all the way to the end of the video. If you like this video, I think that you should watch this one next, where I talk about how to wrap up your video at the end with a fabulous call to action that makes buyers and sellers actually pick up the phone and call you, because that's what we want, right?